Hello and welcome to Knock Off the Perch, a Manchester United podcast where we discuss everything Manchester United. And we are in middle of the final international break of the year. Every 4 games we have had this international break come up, and this is the last of the year. And after this, the games are going to come, as they say, thick and fast. Finally, we'll have some midweek games to look forward to. But we thought let's utilize this time in the international break, talk about how the season has been for Manchester United so far. Welcome, Dheeraj. What are your thoughts on the season so far? We're sitting seventh in the Premier League, tied on points with five other teams at 18 points.
Yeah, I mean games are coming thick and fast, and the international breaks have been so annoying because we were just getting into a unbeaten run. I can't call it a winning run, but it's still a good run. Five unbeaten. This is the first time it is happening for United since February 2024. So almost a year we haven't had a run like this. Gives some more confidence to Amorim, gives some more leeway to Amorim to try his ideas, and
Yeah.
you can see things getting better in various departments, especially the attacking department, I'd say. But the table is so close that another win could take you into top four, another loss could take you out of top 10. So what United need to do is just keep those wins coming in. And the
Yeah.
last five wins have not been short of controversy, because if you talk to fans, there was a merriment when we were on a winning streak of 3 games, that everything has turned. But then all the positivity, all the optimism has been haltered a bit, I'd call it, with the
Yeah.
last couple of draws. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, 5 games unbeaten. It's a good place to be in, especially for this squad where we were losing games left, right, and center, especially towards the end of last season. So I think some confidence in this squad, some bit of team chemistry, team camaraderie is coming through, where this team is sort of putting their foot down and get not getting defeated at the least. And Forest and Spurs, on one hand, you could say we were in losing positions, and towards the end of the games, we managed to get draws out of that. But at the same time, we were also in winning position, and we capitulated for 5 to 10 minutes, and we allowed the opposition to come in. You could argue both of those games were winnable. Had we walked away with 6 points, I don't think people would have been shocked out of that. But maybe on the balance of things, 4 points out of those six would have been appropriate. But yeah, largely I think we are well placed. Yeah.
Yeah. The overall positive I see is in the last 5 games we've scored a lot of goals. That seemed to be a big problem last year. A couple of goals every game is a decent return considering
Yeah.
the kind of opposition that we played. We scored 2 goals at Anfield. We scored 2 goals against Brighton, Nottingham Forest. It's been a good range of goals also, and the goals have been distributed as well. They are coming from everywhere. Bumo especially has been quite on song, very much liking what he brings to our right hand side. On
Yeah.
the game state, as a fan, I was thinking our right hand side is so much overpowering with Bumo and Amad. But what I found out during this international break was 36% of our attacks come from the right, 33% of our attacks come from the middle. And not, I thought the left hand side would be quite weak, but it's still
Yeah.
28-29% of our attacks do come from the left as well. Even
Yeah.
though I think it is mainly due to Cunha's position being shifted. If Cunha was consistently kept on the number 10 position, I feel that
Yeah.
number could have been higher. But Cunha, since he's moved to as an attacker, as a
Yeah.
striker
Yeah.
as well, I think that's why that number is a bit lower.
Possibly. And if I just think of the goals that have come in, I think although we haven't been attacking a lot from the left, we've had a couple of goals. I remember that Dallo pass in one of the
Yeah.
games, which it came through, and the goal came from there. And even I think in the last one, the ball was put in by Dhorgu from the left, which eventually Amad put the ball in for Bumo against Spurs. So yeah, I think we are creating fairly okay. It's just that most of our build-up plays, I think, happening from the right. And I think there is
Yeah.
a lot of dependence on putting the ball out to either Ahmad or Bumo,
Hmm.
and for them to bring it in to the final third. Just before we move ahead, I think one thing I wanted to call out and talk
Hmm.
about, and I don't know, this hasn't happened since when, at a end of a game week when we are equal on games with Liverpool, us being ahead of Liverpool on the table, albeit it's only on number of goals scored at this point in time. I think we take that. I think
Definitely.
it's been some time we haven't had been ahead of Liverpool in the table. We take that, and I think it will be great if we can maintain that through the season. It's
Also, the
going
hate
to
watch has been sweet. Five
Yeah.
losses out of 6 games for Liverpool. Give me that any time of the month, and I'm a happy
It,
person.
and come to think of it, they were 5 out of 5 to begin the season, so it's been like 5 losses out of last six. It's been fun. You one could argue that they're going to come back, right? I mean, the kind of players they have, I don't see them constantly being in like bottom half of the top. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one is they have the squad for it. They have the manager for it. I'm pretty sure they'll bounce back. They
I
have
have my doubts on the manager, by the way, but yeah,
really.
yeah.
No,
I
no.
mean,
I think the manager is solid.
Slot didn't make a lot of changes to the way they played last year. A lot of people say that he inherited a very strong squad from Jurgen Klopp and made minor tweaks where brought in a little more control, and that worked in the short term. The moment he has tried to stamp his authority on this squad, they've been struggling. So you never know.
I have a
Not
feeling
not
when
every Dutch bald manager is able to win a trophy in their second season as well.
that is true. But the problem is, I've seen the Liverpool games, even the games they have lost, they have created enough chances. That to me is a sign of a team which is still in control, which will still fall back. Even the game against United, you remember Lamens made a couple of great saves in that match. He made a
Yeah,
great save from Isaac. He made a great save from Salah. Salah usually scores those goals, but
yeah.
the fact that they're creating so much, I believe they'll rise up back to the.
Okay, and 11 matches of out of 38 done. Arsenal 26 points, City 22. Who do you think wins the league?
I have my money on City this time. I still feel Arsenal will default at some point of time. They will falter at some point of time. They won't maintain this league. It's impossible to maintain, right? The kind of they've had luck also in their favor. I'd say a couple of
Yeah,
crossbars at the end of the game. So not conceding one shot on target is like crazy statistic. I think it's very difficult to maintain. Here, Gabriel is injured. Yes, their attacking is coming on song, but I still feel they will concede more goals as the season goes on.
yeah,
More and more
yeah,
teams
and
will figure their gameplay out.
yeah. And while I said at the beginning of the season that I have my money on Arsenal winning the league when everybody was going gaga over Liverpool, I still maintain that the only thing is when you have Pep Guardiola team in your rear
Hmm,
view, it gets
hmm.
really nervy. So yeah, it's going to be an
Yeah.
interesting watch. Chelsea outside chance? No? Yes?
No, not really. I don't back Chelsea on that. Like
I
seen
would
their
hate for
defense,
Garnacho to lift the Premier League, by the way.
and I don't think that is happening. I don't think there's any danger of that happening. In fact, I feel
Yeah.
Chelsea will drop down further down at some point of time.
Yeah, let's hope that. I think it gives us some hope for Champions League qualifications as well. But if we quickly move ahead and talk about a little bit about our season overall, look at some attacking stats, some stats relating to how we're building up play with our midfield and a little bit of our defense as well. If we prima facie look at our attacking stats, goals scored, we are tied sixth, fairly up in the table. XG 18.2, fifth, fairly up in the table. If we look at some of the midfield stats as well. How many number of key
Hmm.
passes we've been able to create? 121. Progressive passes 511. Shot creating actions 278. All second in the league. By the way, when you spoke about Liverpool's underlying numbers are there in all these stats. Liverpool is number one, by the way.
Wow.
So attacking stats, Liverpool is doing fairly okay as well. But so I think there is that disbalance that is getting created for Manchester United also, where our attacking stats look fairly decent. But when we look at the larger picture on our defensive stats,
Hmm,
right?
hmm.
Goals conceded, we are 15th worst tied. XG conceded by Manchester United, we are in relegation form. We are like 18th worst in the league. What do you make of this dichotomy? Attacking doing relatively well, defense bit of a challenge.
I think it all comes down to the control of games. We've talked about this in number of times. I don't think we control games enough. I think our game management has been lacking. XG against 18th worst is bad, not just in terms of the number of chances that we concede, but also the quality of chances that we concede. Right? These are high quality chances that we are conceding. That means they are coming from high end errors at wrong parts of the pitch. Even though we have individually speaking, we have a great defense right now. Euro, Maguire, Licha coming back, Delit in fine form. On our wing, Dorgu, Amad, and a new keeper to boast of, a new great goalkeeper to be boast of. individually these players are brilliant. So you would want the team to defend as a unit, and I think that isn't happening because we don't have the control in the midfield. Bruno,
Yeah.
yes, he creates a lot, but having Bruno as a number six, number eight, I feel we lose some control over the game with that. Yes, Casemiro has been like improving in form, but I don't think this is the final state of midfield that we want to have. Bruno
Yeah.
and Casemiro as the two stalwarts of midfield right now. As good as we have been this season, the control in games hasn't been there. I think these two players are brilliant in transitions, transferring the ball right to attack, finding those long balls to Bumo, Sesko, and Cunha to start attacks, to create those wild passes that convert into goals. But when it comes to defending, I don't think they are at par with the kind of Premier League midfields that we are seeing.
Agree. Don't think I have anything to add on to that further. Another just a quick stat that I wanted to call out was how much better Lamens has made our goalkeeping
Mhm.
department. While if we look across the season, Lamens has played 5 games, Binder has played 6. In terms of how many goals we should have conceded vis-a-vis how many we ended up conceding, we are almost at par there, negative point 0.1, which sits at pretty much in the middle of the table. But most of the positive contribution to that has been from Lamens. It was Binder who was conceding way more than we should have in
Yeah.
terms of post shot XG. Lamens has been able to bring it back. So I expect this data to get better as we go forward. Lamens is top 3 if we look at that stat per 90 at this point in time. So a lot of hope in there.
I mean, Lamin's debut has coincided with our unbeaten five-game run as well.
Yeah, yeah, and that unbeaten run has also helped us perform better than where have been we have been from the last season. Why don't you talk about
Oh yeah, I mean,
this and where we are? Yeah,
only three teams have done much better than last season at this point of time. We'd see that Liverpool is doing significantly worse than last season. Arsenal has improved significantly well. United are 3 points above than what we were last time. And last time, this is the form which got Eric Ten Hag sacked. This we were just entering into the Ruud van Nistelrooy era. So
yeah,
you would say Amorim has balanced the ship, but it's still a long way to go. Having that five unbeaten run, we shouldn't forget that those two draws could have been wins, and any
correct.
of those wins could have been losses. So even though this is a foundation, the true test of the team would come in the next five fixtures.
Agree, agree. And when we talk about some of the fixtures and in the lead up to that, as you were saying, 5 games unbeaten, but one of that game came against a Liverpool team which has been
Yeah.
struggling. Had they been on the top of their game, we probably wouldn't have won that, or it might have been a draw. And it's speculation, but my point is, if one of those 5 results would have gone the other way, we would have been a couple of places at the least down, and I don't think we would have been as optimistic. But the good thing is that we have a base in place. We have got 11 points out of last 15, and if you look at the next 5 games, they look winnable fixtures. We have in Crystal Palace and Bournemouth relatively tougher opposition, but Bournemouth at home, you would expect us to grab a win. Crystal Palace away, maybe a draw, but if you're able to get like 11 or 13 points, being highly optimistic, that I think will really set it up for us. The previous 5 games, we managed to get 11 points. Another 11, 12, or 13 points will really set us up with 23, 24 points out of last 10. That is then Champions League qualification form, which is what we expect from this team.
And in general, United do well during Christmas season period. When there are back-to-back games, we do get into form and we do end up making those wins.
Yeah, yeah. And in fact, that the United Strand guy has become so popular, and a lot of people are interviewing him. He also pointed out this block of 5 fixtures, saying that, okay, I am looking forward to this block the most. I am hoping to get a haircut at the end of the Bournemouth game. So let's hope that is possible, and I think that will place us really well in the league. Great. So I think this was a good, quick review of the season so far. Hopefully, United are able to carry on the momentum, remain unbeaten over the rest of the games this year as well, and build on to their position in the league. This is our perch. Let's knock him off. Until next time, stay united.